Hello, everybody. Welcome to Three Essential Questions. I'm Pam Myers, and my co-host is Erica Yoakum with Virtual Personal Assistant. We do this podcast every single week, and as most of you know who have seen it, we ask the same three essential questions to every guest that we have on the show. And today's guest is Kanani Voegeli. Oh, I'm not going to get Voegeli. Yes, with fruitstand technology. We are so happy to have you as a guest on the podcast this morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
And so what have you, and this is, I mean, you're perfectly situated to answer this question because you've had so much happen to you this year, but
Yes.
What have you learned about yourself, Kanani, during this whole COVID pandemic?
Yeah, boy, it has been a roller coaster for sure. You know, gosh, yeah, when the pandemic happened, I was actually like, boy, I'm not sure if I can keep doing this. Like this is, as a, bisexual woman running a tech company, like it's not a simple thing to do. And I was getting a pretty solid butt kicking and and then it was really kind of interesting. The pandemic hit and everybody needs tech all of a sudden. And it's like, oh, okay. I guess maybe I'm just going to work 14-hour days and I can do this. And so it's just been, very much this roller coaster of like, suddenly everybody, it's been really interesting how it's been tied to the government stimulus packages. The stimulus comes through, businesses have money, everybody needs a website. The stimuluses don't come through, nobody has any money, nobody needs a website. and so it's been this, kind of feast or famine, 14-hour days, and then like, okay, now what am I going to do with my, what do I do with my hands from
Right.
So it's it's been a really interesting road. My new hobby I've taken up is obviously, if you can see from the video, this digital nomad life, and camping all over the place, which has been really nice, just to see humans off in the distance. Yeah, so I guess to kind of sum it all up, what I've learned about myself, I've learned that I can do it. It's hard and it stinks. I was telling a friend the other day, I'm like, I feel like I'm swimming in molasses. And she brought up, we started talking about, have you heard of the Boston Great Molasses Spill?
Yes.
It's like 19. I was thinking about that and I'm like, okay, so like, let's say I'm actually like in a molasses spill. Like, what do? Like, you can't just hold still and not do anything. You'll get stuck, but you can't like run. That's not going to work either. So it's like, okay, it's just, if I'm in molasses, I act like I'm in molasses. I'm going to just one step in front of the other, take it easy, be thoughtful, mindful, methodical, and just keep moving,
Wow.
and so that's my pandemic goal. If you're in molasses, act like you're in molasses, just keep moving.
I love that analogy.
That's what I'm up to right now.
So
Steady onward progress at a very, very slow pace.
Hey, forward movement is still moving forward.
It's still exactly. Yeah,
you're still moving, so that's the key.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
responding to the situations, one of the things we did was like get the heck out of here and pile into your Jeep and take off. But
yes, that's newer though.
Yeah. So and the nice part is, and this is one of the things that we did. Our life has always been digital with homeschooling kids and
Sure.
virtual assistant and all of that. Is that you can work from wherever you are. Obviously, you're sitting in your Jeep.
Yeah,
And we're having a conversation and we're recording it, and it's pretty
sure,
amazing
totally.
that
It
the
is
tech is there to
amazing.
do all this.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, how have you responded to this? How's the business responded to this?
Yeah. It's been really interesting. Especially when you consider just what's happening in tech. If we were to just, if you were to take the global population that's on the internet from January of 2020, and then compare that with the global population that's on the internet right now, I mean, it's exploded. There's a lot of, we talk a lot about like barriers to technology adoption. And what's happened over the last, 8 or 9 months is we've moved forward, where we expected to be in 10 years, we're there now. Because people are leaning so heavily on technology to get through this, and populations that may have never really come online, the boomer populations especially, they're learning, they're taking the steps because this really impacts their lives in this huge way. And what I have found so fascinating in all of this is that once you overcome that barrier to to use a technology, that doesn't just stop once this is all over.
Right.
People aren't going to just go back to where we were in January as far as technology adoption.
Oh,
People have
I
bought
hope
the
not.
devices, they've learned the tools. Yeah, and so one of the things that I really see is this massive opportunity in tech, and not just in tech, but for small businesses, for people, even if you have a brick and mortar store, technology, it's just changed. It's just 100% different and will never be the same. The customers are online, the people are online. We're leaning on technology to connect in ways we never have before and shop and, all of these things. And so, one of the biggest kind of messages for me in this is like, now's the time. For me, it really is. And that's really what, I mentioned like these 14-hour days. It's like, you know, there's an opportunity happening right now in this that is profound and once in a century, and, can really change, businesses who step into this right now, even though it's hard, even though it's work, they can, completely change the direction of their company based on how they, think about it and adopt technology and meet their customers in that, in a digital space right now,
Mm-hmm.
and plan for this long term, not just okay when the pandemic's over, but like, this is a new and very big opportunity the way things have changed.
Right.
I
Right.
think
Yeah.
I think a lot of, especially even especially brick and mortar stores that probably
Mm-hmm.
thought, whatever, I've got a website, but it's just informational. I don't have to,
Right.
that's all I
Yeah.
really need. And now they're realizing,
Mm-hmm.
no, folks will buy from me because they're not going to walk inside. But if I can make it so
Uh-huh.
that they can get to it. It's funny. So
Yes.
we saw this technology coming. Like Amazon's been doing this for however long, like forever, right?
Sure.
Get it to people,
Yeah,
get it
sure.
to their homes, and they'll shop like
Mm-hmm.
crazy with you. That was a
Yeah,
pretty
Right.
solid
sure. Totally.
premise, right? But other people went,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's Amazon. And then when the poo-poo
Mm-hmm.
hit the propeller, suddenly other companies started doing it and realizing, no,
Mm-hmm.
really, 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 if people can buy from you, they'll buy from you.
They
Especially if they
will.
want to support a
Yeah.
mom and pop shop, and you
Yeah.
have a website that
Absolutely.
can sell to them,
Mm-hmm.
they will
Right.
now,
Mm-hmm.
they'll buy. I think
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been saying virtual, again, I've been virtual forever, and I've been saying virtual forever. And hey, let's have a Zoom meeting. Can we just do a
Sure.
Zoom meeting real quick, kind of
Uh-huh.
thing? And
Yep.
people would go, no, let's meet, let's have lunch, whatever. Okay, that's a 40-minute drive for me there and
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm driving into Albuquerque. So I would always group all
Yeah.
my meetings in one day so I could drive in once, drive around like a
Sure.
mad woman for 8 hours, and then drive home,
Sure.
do that type of thing.
That's a whole day.
And it's so all those
Right.
folks who pushed back on learning the technology have
Mhm.
now learned the technology. Now, what's funny
Yeah.
is 20 years from now, when we're looking back and we're having to explain everything, we're going to have to explain Zoom fatigue, which is now like a phrase, right? People are going to be like, what the hell is Zoom fatigue? And we're going to be like, well, let me tell you,
I mean,
you know, 8
When
Zoom
it's your
meetings in a day. I was
primary
fatigued.
human
I mean, I was like,
interaction. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too true. It's too true.
It's so true. Yeah.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
so what would you say? Well, first of all, before I ask the third question, tell us a little bit about what you do. Like, do you have a specialty? Obviously, you're a tech company, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So I started I started more on the, marketing, sales, digital marketing side of things. And then I hired really good, developers, designers, project manager, QA, all of that stuff. And it's it's great. I was like, I'm just going to be sales and marketing, and then I end up, okay, well, I'll just build this site and I'll just build 3 years in, I'm like, well, I guess I'm all the things, but that's kind of small businesses.
yep.
But really what we specialize in is, number one, we're that kind of, friendly technical person. It's kind of like hiring your tech team without having to hire a tech team. And I've structured my team so that we're a blend of US based talent, as well as offshore talent. And so, a big part of it was I really wanted to be able to bring up some of the value that you get from offshore to small businesses. You can go on like Freelancer and hire a team in India, but like, it's scary, and who knows if you're going to get anything that's any good. And so, a big part of it was really trying to vet and create a team of people offshore that I could trust, that I know their work, I know they do good work. And then, kind of be able to say like, okay, well, for this job, we have programming and design, and, this is a great job to send to my team there. And then for this other job, this is much more focused on, social media, copywriting, content editing that, has a much more cultural relevance to it. And so, our onshore team does that. Maybe we need like something a little bit more complex. So we have developers that are here that'll do that. And it really just helps businesses to say like, instead of just saying like, okay, here's this, here's the only way to do it and this one big price tag, I'm able to say like, for this job, you don't need to spend all of that, here, just do this. And yeah. So I've really tried to just like make it much easier for small businesses to access the savings you can get offshore, as well as have that blend of, connecting culturally with your clients as well.
Right.
Yeah. And so really just like a full suite, marketing, sales, software firm.
Nice.
Yeah. Very, very exciting.
Thank you.
And you're a member of the New Mexico Out Business Alliance, which thank you for your for your membership. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love this community, and it's
so go ahead.
Oh no, it's been life-changing to have, I'm gonna get all weepy. No, I grew up Mormon, and it
me too.
Nice. Mormon mafia. No.
So I get where you're going. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And this community has just been such a powerful force in my life, and so like any way that I can, give back and support and grow this for others is just a big deal to me.
Very
awesome.
cool.
Well, thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
So now you just up and left, and you decided to get in the car get into your Jeep with your partner, and you're traveling around the country.
Yes.
having a blast, but still running your company. So how do you see
Yeah.
yourself on the other side of this situation? Will you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Albuquerque is certainly still home. But it's, what I really want to be able to do is, number one, obviously, like grow my company and be able to, you know, kind of fulfill the vision of my company, which is to make technology not suck for people.
Mhm.
In its simplest terms, I kind of wanted that to be my brand, but I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of
Mine,
your
one
tech
one of
shouldn't
my,
suck.
yeah, one of my taglines is I love technology so you don't have to.
Right.
I
That's
like
one of my
that.
taglines.
I
So
Yeah.
love that. I won't steal
yeah.
it, but I love that.
And most
um,
people just get daunted. They just get this,
yeah.
like they want to crawl underneath the pillow when you
Uh-huh.
start talking about
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I've been there.
websites and yeah.
I've been there. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. And so like, what, in a perfect world, like I would be able to, grow a company such that our clients just, they just don't have to worry about it. There's somebody handling it, and, people can do what they love and do what they're good at
Yeah.
and run their company, and have the tech worked out. Most people, like, they don't really, if you're a chiropractor or a real estate agent, like, you don't really think you're running a tech company. But like right now, every company is a tech company,
Yep.
just every company, because that's all we have. It's the only way we're connecting right now is via tech. And so, it's a bit of a thing to wrap our heads around.
Mhm.
Um, but if people can, and if people, do really embrace that and say, okay, I'm running a tech company, even though it's a barber shop, um, what are the steps that I need to take to really meet with my customers? Did I lose you?
Nope.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Good. To really meet with my customers where they're at in this digital space, and how does that work, and how do I nurture those relationships and grow those relationships, and really create an experience for them. We're all kind of, everybody's a little bit, off their kilter.
Mhm.
And as businesses, if we can, we don't have to be way ahead, but just a step ahead to say, hold their hand and say, oh, okay, now do this, now do this, now do this. The businesses that can do that right now, we're going to move ahead just way faster, than
Mhm.
others. And so for me, the future is to be able to be that kind of support through people, or for
Mhm.
people through this time, and really say like, okay, massive, huge opportunity, huge, scary thing to take on. It's okay. We got
Mhm.
this,
Right.
and
Right. Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
And then you make it easy for them. Right.
I try
Yeah.
to. Yeah, yeah. That's my biggest thing. Like, yeah, it shouldn't hurt to have a website and to run your tech, and yeah,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
so that's my
found, yeah, a lot of people, if you, when once you explain to them that that is what your goal is,
mhm,
and then you explain, and if you can explain tech to them so that that it's, you can break it down so that it's easy for them to understand what it is that you're doing. A lot of times, then
mhm.
they go, okay, all yours.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. And that's good too, because, but they
Uh-huh.
understand what you're doing. And that's,
Right,
I think that's a
right.
fundamental shift, is that,
Mhm.
explaining it so that folks know what you're doing, being very transparent about what you're doing and how you're doing it, but being able to explain it so that they understand it, then they're fine with you doing it.
Mhm,
That's what
mhm.
I found. You take
Yeah,
the scary out of the
absolutely.
tech, and then it's like, oh, okay. And, and
Mhm.
everybody relaxes, and you get a lot, then you can move faster too and move forward,
Right.
because then it's
Totally.
not this big, scary boogeyman. And
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And people, and kind of just expanding on that, like people really are, they're more open to learning and to having the, taking steps and, kind of, okay, this is scary, but I'll learn, or
Mhm. Right.
I'll take the time. And so it's been you know, it's been really neat to be, you know, kind of part of this with people right now. It's like, I know this is hard and scary, but you're doing so good. It's gonna be awesome when we're there, I promise. Yeah, it's been
Very cool.
it's been a neat experience. Yeah.
Good.
So
Hard, scary, weird.
if
But
folks want to find you, how do
yeah.
they find you? What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah. So you can email me at Kanani, Kanani, at fruitstand.tech. You can go to our website, which is just fruitstand.tech. Give me a call, my cell, 480-580-3697. Happy to help out with people however I can.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, Kanani,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being
Yeah,
a
thank
guest this
you.
morning. It
This
was
is
a
great.
fantastic conversation.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right.
Looking
All right.
Yeah.
forward to talking more.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.